My name is Rebecca Johnson, and for Zack Snyder's BvS references contest, I would like to discuss how Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice addresses the theological and philosophical moral argument for the existence of God. The moral argument involves the idea that we have an objective standard of right and wrong, of good and bad. But who has set that standard? Where does it come from? C.S. Lewis put it this way: how had I got this idea of just and unjust? A man does not call a line crooked unless he has some idea of a straight line. Those who make the argument claim that God is the objective standard by which we make those judgments, because God represents goodness. Without a transcendent objective standard like God, it's just her opinion versus his opinion versus his opinion, his opinion versus her opinion, his opinion versus his opinion, or even his opinion versus his opinion. Batman v Superman explores this idea through multiple characters, as well as through the news media.
Are there any moral constraints on this person? We have international law.
But I think Senator Finch is the one who gets to the heart of the argument when she asks,
how do we determine what's good?
What a profound question. How do we determine what's good? What's the correct standard to use? And who gets to decide that? Some in the story, like Santos's girlfriend, think they have an answer.
That's the judge.
But even she expresses frustration in Batman playing the roles of judge, jury, and executioner.
One man decides who lives. How is that justice?
It's a concern that she shares with Clark Kent, who believes that the Bat needs to be held accountable for his actions.
The police won't help. The press has to do the right thing.
You don't get to decide what the right thing is.
When the planet was founded, it stood for something, Perry.
Clark Kent and Perry White believe in a right thing, but how do they know what that is? Is there anyone in the film who upholds an objective standard? If all laws on Earth operate a little differently and everyone has different opinions, what are we to make of this debate? Does Batman v Superman give us an answer to where the standard comes from? Or does it just propose the idea that there is a standard? When I think about these questions, the image of Superman stopping Doomsday's fist and saving Lex Luthor's life is what pops into my brain. Lex did his best to tarnish Superman's image. He threatened to burn Clark's adoptive mother to death. He pushed his girlfriend off of a skyscraper. And even after all that, Superman saves Lex's life. Some might have left Luthor to die at the hands of the abomination he brought into the world. But because Superman is the epitome of goodness, he shows us that there is a right thing to do, and that is to protect life, regardless of whose life it is. Clark could have learned about moral duties when he was raised by the Kents. But where did they learn about them? In the DCEU, Martha Kent is shown wearing a cross necklace, so she obviously has a belief system that is outside of herself. It's possible that Martha recognizes God as the objective moral standard. Allegorically, I think it's possible that Superman stands in for God as the objective moral standard, setting an example for the world to follow. But no matter how you interpret the film, I love that it's not afraid to ask big questions. Thank you, Mr. Snyder, for putting this contest together, giving fans another chance to share our love for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.